We've got Brian here, client of mine for the last 2 years and part of the team. He's on the way to becoming a PT, so we're going to fix up some of his technique today, and what we're going to go through is a front squat. My favorite squat is the front squat, so it's going to be pretty exciting teaching someone new how to do this.
Yeah, I'm a back squat type of guy. So.
Yeah, okay. All right. The first thing that people usually ask about when it comes to front squats is how to actually grip it. So it really depends on your mobility. We have a front rack position, which is how you see guys online doing it, where the bar is literally on their shoulders here and their elbows are up and it's in their hands. So that's how I grip it. You can do it with 4 fingers like that if you have the mobility for it. If you don't, you can do 3. And if you really don't, you can do 2. To me, I like to just aim for 3. I find that's the easiest to get your elbows up. That's the main focus of this grip. It's really making sure you can always keep your elbow up, okay? The second way, which I think we'll go with Brian first, is a zombie grip or a cross arm grip. A cross arm grip is literally just what it says. You want to put the bar in the same spot, which I'll show on Brian in a little bit, but it looks like this. This is a much more simple way of gripping the bar, because you don't need to actually hold it if your arms are upright like this. And you just cross, slightly press it down, and it's the same thing. You go down for the squat the exact same way. So for Brian, let's just try the cross arm first.
Sure.
The grip's the most important thing, because it's going to determine if you can keep your elbows up high enough to keep the bar on your shoulder. You take off your straps as well, bro.
Yeah, kind of forgot about that, yeah.
So put your arms forward. You'll find a little meaty part here. Okay, so you don't want it on your collarbone, or it's gonna hurt heaps when you start loading. It's that cushiony part on your front delt.
Okay.
And that's gonna be like a little pocket for it to sit onto. Okay. It'll feel very uncomfortable when you first start.
So it's,
yeah. Yeah? Does it hurt?
No.
Okay, now cross your arms first. Yeah. Cross your arms, keep your elbows up. Now take a step forward. Another one, find your feet. So now he's in the stable position, right? The elbows are up, which means it's not going to roll forward. Upper back is nice and tight. If you have a hard time getting in this position here, the chances are it's due to a tight lat or a tight chest. So what you could do before you do this position is really just stretch out the lats, stretch out the chest, hang from a bar, and then you should find yourself much more comfier in here. Elbows up, yeah. The next thing we want to look at is this feet position. When it comes to squatting, it really depends on your hip mobility. So if you have very loose hips, you might be able to go wider. Very stiff hips, a bit narrower, depends on the structure as well. We can just start with a hip width, right? Toes slightly out. We'll start there and we'll just see how he moves, and then we can change it from there. So first thing you want to do is just bend the knees and let yourself come down. Cool. Do you feel like you're cramped up?
No.
Okay. Can you get any deeper? Awesome, bro. Yeah. The thing with the front squat, the reason why I like it so much, it's a very quad dominant movement. Because of where the bar's placed in front of you, you're not able to shift your hips back. Otherwise, if you shift your hips back, the bar's gonna roll off and you fail to lift. So this forces you to keep upright. It forces your knees to come forward. And as a result, all that quad gets stretched out, and you're relying a lot more on this than on this compared to a back squat. So let's try to go down again. Cool. Looks pretty good. The mobility is good. I think he can probably go a little bit wider, which will give him a much more stable base, because we can see him tipping forward just a little bit. So let's widen the stance. Pushing the knees out slightly as you come down, and let's try the same thing. Which one felt better?
Second one.
Second one, yeah. It really just depends on where you can keep the most upright and where you don't get any sort of friction in your joints, and you can just sort of come down and come back up. Let's go again. Cool. Keep that chin up and keep that chest up. Yeah. You really want to make sure that upper back is nice and tight as you come up. Drive up. There you go. All right. Let's go back. We'll walk backwards. So usually, I would not encourage someone to be facing away from the rack. It's just purely for the demonstration. Any questions about that?
Yeah. When you put up if you were to lean up my elbows like you did before, it tends to fall on just right on the Adam's apple.
Okay.
Hence why I was always leaning over, because it fell right on my collarbone and the Adam's apple. It
Yeah.
caused like a little bit of discomfort.
Yeah. If it ends up sort of choking you a little bit, it might just be a bit too high. So
Yeah.
you want to roll it down a little bit. It should be very comfortable on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Sometimes it might hit you back a little bit because of how the loading is, but it shouldn't hurt.
Okay.
For me, ideally we want to get to a point where you're able to use this position. I feel like it's just a lot more stable, but it requires a lot of mobility. And so like, the easier way to teach is this. But where this traditionally came from is from Olympic weightlifters, where they have to catch a clean and they have to land in this position so they can go for a jerk. So if you're just someone who wants to go to the gym recreationally and you want to be able to front squat a lot, you might not need to do this, but if you can, I would recommend that because of how much more stable it is. It's not going to slide off. You want to put some weight on?
Sure.
Yeah. Let's put 10 kilos on, bro. I think you'll be okay.
Oh shit! All right.
One thing we forgot to mention is because of how quad dominant the squat is and how much it relies on knee flexion and ankle mobility where your knees have to travel forward, if you lack the mobility to get down to a deep squat and it ends up looking like this and you end up in this position here, what you could do is just elevate the heel. So that's why we have squat shoes. We can use a plate to elevate it, and that gives you some artificial mobility. That should allow you to push those knees forward a lot more and then keep yourself in an upright position, which is what we need here. You can use these if you got them around. You can also use a plate or just some small blocks, whatever's more comfy for you. We'll put a bit of load on, 40 kilos. We're also gonna elevate his heels just to see how this looks. So make sure his elbows stay up.
Yeah.
Take a step back. Nice control, find your platform, yep. Now, what I want you to focus on is, again, keeping that chest up tall and proud. Before you come down, big breath into your stomach here. Imagine pressing against my hands. Good. Now let those knees travel forward, bending at the knees. There, and back up. Good. You want to imagine driving your head literally to the ceiling to keep yourself upright. So,
Okay.
nice and down, keep your eyes slightly forward, and drive your head up. There you go. Good, bro. Yeah, good. Let's go forward. When it comes to where you want to look and stuff in a front squat, because you're trying to keep as upright as possible, the last thing you want to do is be looking down. I like to look forward or slightly up, especially when it's heavier load and you're here. And that way, as you're coming up and you're driving your head to the ceiling, your elbows naturally stay up. So the big difference between a front squat and a back squat is usually the failure point. So with a front squat, you'll first notice your upper back loosen up. And as a result, rather than being in this position here, you end up this, everything hunches forward, you can't keep the bar up, and then it rolls forward. So it's a much less forgiving squat pattern, purely because if you load yourself up too quickly and you're not ready for it, the form will break down and the bar will slip off. Whereas in a back squat, you could do some real wacky shit and do all this shit to get the bar up, and it will still stay on your back relatively well. So that's why I'm a massive fan of the front squats. The whack.
Why would you choose this over like a hack squat or something like that when it's just so much more stable?
It depends on the goal. So for hypertrophy, I don't think I'd really choose this for our clients. One, because it's much harder to take the failure without your upper back loosening up. And two, it's just I don't think people really enjoy front squatting for a lot of reps. It's pretty rough. So it would really be if they really want to learn to do it, or if they can't back squat, and I think they should learn how to do a front squat. All right, you want to go again?
Yeah, I got you.
Let's do like a set of 5.
Okay.
Take one step back. Okay. Make sure your toes are slightly pointing out. Your toes are slightly out. So you don't want your toes too straight on. You want them slightly out. That way you give yourself room to push the knees out and travel along the toes. All right. Yep. There you go, bro. Drive up. Yeah, really good.
How do you want the depth?
No, depth's good. So you want to go as deep as your mobility allows. If you notice that your lower back starts to lose its position and it rounds quite heavily, you've probably gone a little bit too deep. Right now where Brian's going is great. You want to get as deep as you can. Cool. Try to drive those knees forward. Imagine reaching to my... Yeah, there you go. Cool. Last one. And drive. Good. Brian's doing really well keeping the elbows up. What I'll show you real quick is how to actually walk out with a bar, because the last thing you want is with a bunch of weight on it and you're coming out and you're trying to find your feet and you're doing a bit of a dance. So what you want to do is keep it really consistent in terms of how many steps you take out. So let's say I'm taking it out here. 1, 2, 3. So it's like 2.5 steps and you find your foot position. Now if you do that, so you just want to do it over and over again. Oh, fuck. Over and over again, I just didn't do it.
How many reps do you have to hit with this to know when to progress?
So because of how the front squat is, you probably don't want to be doing a lot of reps. Not that it's bad, but in terms of learning the technique, if you start going towards a higher rep range of like, 8+, it's a lot easier for your upper back to be the thing that loosens up and technique breaks down. But there's also a lot of value in doing a lot of reps. So like, my coach prescribes me like 12 reps on front squats to just work my upper back as well.
Damn.
Yeah. So you get in position, bar off, 1, 2, 3. And now you're there. Your feet should always end up in the same spot. And that way, as you come down, it's the same foot position and you don't have to think too much about it. Your front squat looks pretty good, man. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna play around with it.
Yeah, I might start doing it a lot more.
You can put it in, yeah.
I generally like it. Warms up the hips as well, which is what, rather than just waiting for leg extensions.
It's a lot easier to learn than a back
It's a lot more forgiving as well.
Harry.
So you can't really overload it.
Let's try. We've got Harry with very bad ankle mobility, so you see what we mean. So if your mobility in this is really important, because if you're not able to get down into a position, you end up relying on your hips shooting back to be able to try and get depth. So you really want to keep as upright as possible. The higher the elevation, the easier it is because you have more ankle mobility. So you could literally do this and keep upright. And you want to focus on those knees driving forward. Try and put your arms entirely over. Can you reach it or? Yeah, there you go.
Dr. Pepper sponsorship, so that too.
Yeah.
Please sponsor my coach. He needs it.
Oh. Bro, it looks good as.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good as.
Still in the Air Forces as well, yeah.
Okay.
Just let me find my positioning first.
Yeah, find your balance, and then 1 step back, 1 step back, and half step. Drive your heads up, yep. Elbows up, drive your head up. Good. Good. Yeah, perfect. These are really good. Yeah. Oh, just keep going. No, these are good, bro. It will. That's a front squat. Obviously, as the load gets heavier, the challenge becomes keeping this position, getting the depth right. But the technique itself was really, really good. And hopefully the cues that we've gone over is going to help you with yours as well. If you've never done a front squat before, give it a crack. Let me know how you go with it. Yeah, Brian just said that he's someone who usually gets back pain whenever he does back squats, and with these, he felt no strain on it.
Yeah, so if you have like a bulging disc,
okay.
just do your
That's purely because of how upright it is. If you saw him from the side, he's literally completely upright, which means there's no stress on the lower back. Yeah, so I want to quickly say, if you're someone who has a really hard time with your mobility in terms of the ankle, you could do what Harrison and what Brian did, which is elevate the heels. That's a nice way just to get started real quick. But if you want a quick drill that you can do that's helped me a lot, it's just getting a bench, getting like a 5 or 10 kilo plate, putting it flat, and you're just gonna put that load on your knee to drive it forward. And you'll feel the back, that whole ankle start stretching out. And it emulates what the bottom position of a squat's gonna look like, which is very forward knee travel, complete knee flexion, and trying to keep the heels down. Do that for like 20 to 30 seconds each side. Move it around, and do that multiple times throughout the week, and over time you should feel improvements in your ankle mobility.